Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. Happy Friday, is it? I think it's Friday. Happy Friday to you. Goodness gracious, I have to tell you, so much news going on the digital asset space. I'm going to talk a little bit about Grayscale and why I think it's significant that they, and within a matter of a day or so, have doubled their investment into XRP. I think that's huge. Barry Silbert, the CEO of Digital Currency Group, and he has two subsidiaries. He has Genesis Trading and Custody, and he also owns Grayscale Digital Currency Investments. So we're going to cover that as well. Some very interesting stuff on Twitter. We're going to run through those as well. So shout out to James Rule, XRP. He shared something with me this morning. I'm going to share that with you guys as well. Yeah, about Barry Silbert as well. So guys, listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. All right, so let's start out on Twitter for a bit because I think it's important to kind of share some of the news. First of all, let's look at this because this is significant from Link 2. I got Link 2 again, guys. This is a platform that allows the average, the average Joe or Jane an opportunity, right, to kind of get in on the pre-IPO, if you will, of some of these fintech companies like Ripple. So then they do it via special purpose vehicles, SPVs, which essentially means Link 2 gets these assets, these shares from these places, right? They buy them, they sell them to people who are uncredited investors, right? And what you're still getting these, you're getting these prices cheaper, significantly cheaper than when the company would actually IPO, okay? That's kind of how it works. You have these SPVs, the company actually IPOs, there's a value, right? Whatever that value is at the IPO, that's what you have in cash. So you bought it at 50 cents, they IPO at $5. You decide to either buy the shares at that current price at $5 or you cash out, right? Or you can just take the money and wait for the IPO to do its thing for the first 90 days, 30 days, 60 days, and generally it will go down. Excuse me. And you can buy in at a lower price. But I think it's very, very interesting that they sold out. So it says we are currently sold out of Ripple, Coinbase, Robinhood, Link 2, and blockchain coin investors, SPVs. Very, very interesting. So I know they still have Uphold on there as well. Yeah, so it's very, very cool. If you want to sign up, it's link2.com. Again, like I mentioned, it's a new company, maybe 3 years old or so, and what they're looking to do in the space. And so they put something together. They've been successful in their investing career, and they put this Link 2 together. Greg Kidd, I believe, is involved with this company as well. So from what I can see, these guys seem like very genuine and sincere guys. So looking forward again to having him on the channel to share a little bit as well. But yeah, sold out. Very, very interesting. So Uphold is one I'm very, very interested in looking into. 55 cents, from what I understand, was what they're removing this for per share. I think that's outstanding for what Uphold is doing, especially. But yeah, sold out, guys. Very, very interesting that they sold out. Okay, now what do I want to see? So this is something that I think is important just to kind of think about. And these are two guys who, very much respected in the digital asset space as XRP investors, especially in the XRP community. So early investor in the Internet of Value, responded to Arturo Portilla's tweet. Arturo, I tell you, the guy comes out with some great stuff. Thank you so much for continuing to add value, my brother, to this space. So Arturo said they have the tech. They just don't want to have any of their customers leaking out of their loop. Without question, Arturo. That is correct. And that's in reference to the SWIFT, right? So, early investor in the IOV said 100%. The SWIFT ISO 20022 delay is pushed back from the incumbents without question. They're trying to get, they want to put this off as much as they humanly possibly can. Look, the end is near, and they know it. The end is near, right? So this is something. Was this the China one? So this is something that I just want to kind of remind you why we're in this space and why Ripple is winning. And thank God that they went in the direction that Ripple decided to go in, right? Because they had a choice to kind of, they were kind of, I don't know if it was a fork in the road or if they just had to, pick one and go in that direction. And Brad came in and said, look, the old peanut butter manifesto, right? We're not going to spread ourselves all over the place. We're going to focus on one thing. And I'm glad they chose cross-border payments. So this is a true story from Arturo. He said, last Friday, July 31st, early in the morning, I went to Western Union Business Solutions to make a transfer from my bank in Mexico to an investment app in the United States. The funds were not credited in the US app until a few minutes ago. That was August the 6th. From the 31st to August 6th, I had no visibility on where my money was. And that, my friends, is the long and the short, the absolute story of moving money in today's world. Think about that. 6 days. That is the story of moving money today. We can get emails in seconds, but we can't get our money. And that's just why Ripple is winning. And what they're looking to do is revolutionary. Cross-border payments is a big type of, it's a big pain point. And again, all the major entities of the world, if you will, recognize it, understand cross-border payments and the pain and the friction that is there. And they all agree on the fact that they need a better solution. Think about that. That is pretty significant. I don't want to talk to politics just in case. So I thought this was interesting. James Rule, my brother, thanks again for sharing. I appreciate you sending this to me. This is an interesting thing from Barry Silbert. It's pretty funny. So Barry Silbert says, let me do this. Are you ready? Again, Barry Silbert, Grayscale. We're going to go over Grayscale, right? So Digital Currency Group. He's the CEO and founder of Digital Currency Group. He started that right after he sold Sound Market, I think, to the NASDAQ. Okay. This is what he's saying. Are you ready? Grayscale's national ad campaign kicks off next week with a TV ad on CNBC, MSNBC, Fox, and Fox Business. We're going to bring crypto to the masses. If you want a sneak peek, get in touch with so her name is Marissa Arnold, looks like. Sneak peek, huh? I wonder how that's going to work. Let's see. Let's follow her and see if we can't make that happen, get a sneak peek. But there they go. Grayscale, global leader in digital currency asset management. We offer single asset and diversified exposure via private and public funds. And last night we covered on the stream about what Grayscale is doing in terms of SEC reporting companies, and their digital asset platforms are going to be just that. All right, so let's go over Grayscale here for just a second. So here's Grayscale here. Now I think it's really important thinking about what they're doing. This is a webinar that Grayscale is doing for financial advisors. Look, the who, what, and why of digital currency investing. Stream this critical conversation about digital currencies for financial advisors and interested investors. A webinar. I'm going to let you listen to the first couple of minutes here, but It's very, 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 very telling. And, you know, I said on the stream last night, and on the video I did yesterday, that we're part of a networking group, right? And there's there's two financial planners or advisors there. One's from Edward Jones and one is from Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, right? Or whatever the Bank of America thing is, right? And I was talking to them. We met with each of them, right? You know, give them a shot to see what they have, kind of, you know, just a mutual exchange, right, of business ideas and conversation, get to know their business model. They got to know ours, that type of deal. Digital assets came up. Neither one of them knew. Neither one of them knew what it was. Neither one of them knew about Fidelity digital assets. Neither one of them knew about TD Ameritrade and ASEX getting into space. Neither one of them knew about Bakkt actually launching and coming into this space. And these are financial advisors. Financial advisors. Now, Grayscale is doing webinars to their financial advisors on why you want to pay attention and get your customers, if you will, to diversify their portfolio into this space. Let me start this from the beginning. Let you guys listen to some of this.
Good afternoon, and welcome to today's webcast, The Who, What, and Why of Digital Currency Investing, sponsored by Grayscale Investments. I'm your host, Matt Ackerman from Investment News, and I'm so excited to introduce you to this incredibly important topic. You see, over the next 2 decades, more than $68 trillion is due to transfer from older to younger generations.
Guys, over the next 2 decades, $68 trillion will pass from this current generation to the younger generation. $68 trillion, right? And I'm blessed to be able to say that, you know, I'm going to be part of that, right? Passing this wealth on, right? Wow, $68 trillion. And they understand that, and they understand what the millennials are going to be looking to do with this income. And guess what? It's not going to be in the traditional, right? Then it's not going to be 401ks and thrift savings plans, right? Not with the younger generations.
And younger generations are 5 times more likely to invest in digital currencies like Bitcoin. To that end, now is the time to better understand the digital currency asset class and address its growing interest. Today's webcast will provide really practical and useful information to everyone on this call about the who, what, and why of digital currency investing so that you can have a more informed and in-depth conversation with your clients. Now, I often like to say this is your webcast today. We want to hear your questions throughout the next hour, and we're going to post some great polls to get us all thinking and to make sure we're on the same page in delivering you the information that you need. With that in mind, before I even introduce our panelists, I'm going to post our first poll question. We're posting a question here that asks.
Okay, I don't want to go over that. So I came across something. Crypto Eddie shared this, and I didn't find the article. I didn't have a chance to look up the article, but just think about Grayscale, right? And here is this news here. Grayscale, this is August 1st. Grayscale doubles its investment in XRP within 24 hours, right? Within 24 hours. Grayscale, the popular crypto investment company, has doubled its investment in the 3rd largest crypto by market cap, right? So I'm gonna give you a breakdown of kind of where they were in June, right? Let's see, if you go here and you look here, this is Grayscale. This is June 30th, 2020. You see here, digital asset holdings in millions. Grayscale XRP Trust, 2.7 million, June 30th, right? Let's go to right here. This is 7:30 of July 30th of 2020. It's now 6.68 million. June 30th. Now this is July 30th. 6.68 million. right? Let's see. Let's go to this one. 731, 6.70 million went up. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Let's move that there for just a second. 83, 7.86 million, right? So they are heavily vested into XRP, if you will, heavily vested, right? Invested into XRP. Just to point out, very, very important, right? You got to follow the money. Follow the money. One important thing to note as well about XRP is the wallet increase. Here it is. According to behavioral analytics firm Sentiment, the number of addresses holding 1 million to 10 million XRP has been experiencing a drastic increase since the 18th of July, 2020. Roughly 30 new whales have joined the network. Can you imagine that? Representing a 3.7% increase within a short interval. 1 million to 10 million. Yes. That says a ton. I hope you guys are understanding what is going on, because that is truly some big stuff. 1 to 10 million. It's an increase. It ain't going down. It's increasing. Absolutely huge news. So what else did I want to share with you guys? Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to share. This is from the Cryptic Poet. ASEX is set to move into industry-wide testing of blockchain-based settlement system. ASEX has been in talks with Ripple about replacing its settlement system. ASEX sets to move into industry-wide testing of blockchain-based settlement system. Over 90% of chess users can meet the proposed go-live date. Chess users, okay. ASEX now reviewing consultation feedback. Here's Dilip Rao when he was with Ripple. Dilip Rao, Manager Director of Asia Pacific for Ripple, speaking at the 2016 Banking and Finance Conference. Asia Pacific Chief Dilip Rao has spoken to ASEX several times about using blockchain to replace the settlement system, but he said the benefits for exchange settlement systems and other markets are still not clear to him. Is the Australian Securities Exchange that can settle with Ripple? And there's the thing right there. So Cryptic Poet, again, is a guy who's always absolutely adding value to this space. I'm not going to cover Russia and the stable coin, but it's coming. They're all coming. This is something that, look, I'm going to do another video on this, but I think it's important to note. And this is from Ripple, okay? Is the United States really willing? Again, Ripple has not been shy about speaking what is on their minds. Is the United States really willing to allow China to win today's technological and economic Cold War? Wow. And technological and economic Cold War. Read Ripple's General Counsel, Stuart Alderoty's latest insights post to find out more. Let's go over this. I cannot not go over this. I cannot not go over this. What's the state for the U.S. when it comes to digital asset regulation? Wow. Our last post discussed the importance of smart digital asset regulation and why the U.S. is falling dangerously behind. We are encouraged that some U.S. agencies are acknowledging and welcoming the benefits of this new technology to consumers, including the U.S. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and banks like the U.S. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. But as a whole, industry participants who are searching for a path to regulatory clarity in the United States have been left to parse through an opaque patch quilt of speeches, enforcement actions, and dizzying guidance. Wow. Body blows. You talk about shots fired. Wow. So when projects and businesses guided by some of the best legal advice available still find themselves unclear about the position of U.S. regulators, something is wrong. Regulation applied consistently should lead to predictable outcomes, not regulatory gotchas that kill innovation. The key regulatory question in the United States today is this: which digital assets are securities? The answer to that question matters significantly. Complex and burdensome security regulations, when incorrectly applied, smother industry innovation. Imagine imposing laws meant for the transfer of Apple stock to your purchase and sale of an iPhone, or worse, to every text sent or received on your iPhone. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has exempted only 2 digital assets from the U.S. security laws: Bitcoin and Ether. For all other assets, the SEC has mostly stayed silent, except when it has decided to regulate certain assets through enforcement proceedings. The net effect is that the SEC has affirmatively placed their good housekeeping stamp of approval on only 2 digital assets, both controlled by China. Wow, interesting stuff here. I'm not going to go through all of that. I will later on today when I do a live stream. But wow. This is from Stuart out of Raleigh. Ripple's not messing around. Again, they have not been shy about voicing their opinions. Both Chris Larson, both Brad Garlinghouse, they have not been shy. And there's a reason for that. Again, there is a reason. Blue ocean strategy without question. But they are in a position to flex their muscle. They are in a position to speak and be heard without question. And I just think these are some of the things that check the boxes for the current administration or the IMF, whoever, to speak to the prowess, to speak to Ripple and taking the lead to do the right things, taking the lead. This is part of it. And I know that there's something out there from Ripple responding to the OCC's request for responses and the OCC's moves, with whether the banks being able to custody assets, or these fintech or crypto firms be able to get these standard national chartered license as well. I know there's a response out there to that. So hopefully I will find that and read that to you guys. So here it is. To learn more about our efforts to push forward crypto regulation in the US, read our open letter to Congress signed by Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Executive Chairman Chris Larson, right? And so these are the things, again, current administration and or the IMF, they're going to be able to usher in, bring to the front of the podium, if you will, I believe, Ripple, Chris Larson, Brad Garlinghouse, and sing the praises of this company and what it's doing. This is what I believe is going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. I believe it's inevitable that it will happen. And even if there isn't a big show about it, right? Even if there's not an ushering up and a bunch of cameras, when it's spoken, Ripple and its technology, they're going to be able to sing the praises of how Ripple has been leading the fintech space and innovation, and has been working diligently to solve one of the issues that they all agree on: current administration, past administration, the WEF, the IMF, the UN, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, the G20, the G30, you name it, the World Bank, the BIS. They all agree that cross-border payments and the friction in that space needs to be changed. It is a problem. They all agree on it. And they're all going to be able to point to a company that has from day one been doing it the regulatory way. From day one. They all acknowledge the superior technology that this company has to offer. And so when it's spoken, when it's said, when it's done, to be able to say things like this here. Ripple always out in front to make it better for the average Joe and Jane, to make it better. Now, whether this is going to be the central bank thing, I'm going to cover that in the stream later on today. Because it may very well be from the central bank's perspective, because I think the central banks are looking to do some things and kind of go around some other banks and just kind of deal with the people directly, this whole digital wallets thing and all of that stuff. So, but that's another video for another time. So I hope you guys are preparing for it. I can hear it personally, hearing this current administration, you know, sing the praises of this good old USFA company. I personally can really hear that, but we shall see. We shall soon see. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.